Hey, Mark the Guitar Guy, back in the studio now, and what we're going to do is we're going to go over some maintenance and some string issues for you guys so you know what you're doing when you've got a guitar that needs changing strings or putting new strings on, even one string or a whole set. We're going to cover that all for you in this next series of videos. Okay, so a lot of people have questions in regard to maintenance and cleaning of a guitar. Unfortunately, what happens with guitar players' fingers is we have sweat, and the sweat is quite corrosive, and when that gets on the strings, it causes them to either rust or for them to gather dirt. And so what we don't want is for that sort of stuff to happen. So daily, if you find that you're kind of a sweaty-fingered person, I'm not particularly sweaty-fingered person, but some people are. If that is the case, just make sure you've got a cloth in the bag or in the case or somewhere nearby, and when you finish playing, just give the strings a wipe down. You can hear the strings there, they're quite dirty, these ones on here at the moment, but just give the strings a bit of a wipe down at the end of each session. And every now and again, I've got some lemon oil here. Lemon oil is the best thing for rosewood necks, which is what we've got on this guitar here. Just maybe every now and again, a little bit of this onto the rag, and just make sure you get right into the frets and give the strings a good clean. That'll make your strings last a lot longer. Now, what happens if your strings get corroded or dirty is they become more stiff and brittle. That's when they break. Imagine a leaf that's fresh off a tree. They're usually nice and supple, aren't they? And they don't really break if you bend them. But if you let them dry out, you can easily break them. Same idea with strings. You want to make sure that they're nice and supple and they don't have too much dirt and corrosion on them. An example here is this guitar. We've actually used this perfectly, and we thought we'd take this opportunity to show you with this particular guitar because the strings are now getting a bit old. It's been used quite a while, and I want to show you the things to look for on your guitar to give you a sign that maybe you need to change your strings. So if we have a look down at the headstock of the guitar, the reason these are nice and clean, so you can see the nice bronzy colour happening here in these strings, a nice glistening colour coming off the strings here. That's because your fingers don't actually touch the strings down here, so they stay nice and clean. If we go further up into this area of the guitar where most of the work on a guitar is done, you can see they've browned off quite a lot, and there's a lot of corrosion in here. And if even underneath that, you can possibly start to see that actual dirt is formed in the grooves next to the frets. So actual physical dirt gets caught in there. That's very normal, especially when you're playing a lot. And that can happen right up the neck of the guitar, depending on what sort of guitar player you are. So the idea is, if you're going to put new strings on, and you made the decision to put new strings on, then you want to do that and make sure you get that completely clean, which is what we're using our lemon oil for. Now, the reason we want to change our strings is they get dull as well. When you get strings becoming quite dirty, they do become really, really dull. It's really noticeable. And when you pick up a brand new guitar, the strings are new and it's got that nice zingy, bright, warm, lovely quality to it. That's what we want with our guitar. Obviously, we don't want to have to change our strings all the time. So maintenance, just with a rag, wipe those strings down, get rid of all the any sweat or any oils on your fingers, and get rid of any dirt that might be on the surface before you put it away is a good idea. And then every now and again, just give it a wipe down with a bit of lemon oil and the cloth. Otherwise, if the strings are really bad and that doesn't do anything, then we need to change our strings, which we'll do in our next video.